Mushtaq, do the team still have the belief to qualify for the Super 4 and how difficult it will be?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, you have to believe, and the coaches and all the management is trying to tell them, that belief is very important. And I believe that, coming from us as a coaching point of view, we have to believe that, we can qualify. Inshallah. It's difficult. Of course, rely if and buts also. But when you rely on if and buts, but you got to concentrate the match next coming match, which is you have to concentrate and win that match first. And then obviously, when you are mentally strong and you have a belief, so inshallah, I believe that, it can happen.
So what will be the biggest challenge in Afghanistan? Do you think that bowling will be the biggest challenge or the batting? Because their batsmen are also scoring runs quite freely in the recent past. What will be the biggest challenge?
I think the spin department. They are very good with the spin department, in middle overs especially. If we can counter that middle overs well and score decent score on the board, so I think we can challenge because our bowling unit is also very good. So I am more concerned about middle overs.
Are you upset Rishabh's bowling? He played 2 matches but didn't perform what we expected. His line length was not up to the mark.
That's right. Sometime, as a young leg spinner, he forgot, when you're trying to do too many balls in 1 over, especially first overs, I think you always start losing your line and length. So actually, funny enough, you asked this question. I've spoken to him today before we come to the nets. His strength is always remember first 3 balls you have to bowl in a good areas and then get that belief and confidence and then you can do a variation. So I think, those little things, he has to learn quicker. And also he got to figure out, situation-wise, what ball he has to bowl more.
Mushtaq bhai, you always tell that belief is very much important. So from that connection, why don't you guys believe that after winning 3 consecutive tosses against different opponent, that if you guys choose to bat first, you cannot win? Why this belief doesn't work in that case?
So your question is?
You guys...
Why we like to bat?
Yeah, where the belief goes that time? Consecutive 3 toss win, you decided to field first, like to chase. Why don't you guys believe that if you bat first, then you can win also?
A very good question. Ask me another one. I think you one good things about, see, like Bangladesh won 3 series now, right? Now we are in that situation where actually we understand the condition and situation. So I believe that also, we believe that when you put runs on the board, your bowling is good enough to protect that. So I think that is the case. So I always believe, we always as a management believe that, if you score 160, 170 plus, you have that bowling unit in Bangladesh, which is you can defend that target. So that's the point.
After the batting collapse of the last match, what was the team talk, actually with the batsmen especially?
I think little doubts, like when you have that kind of failure early on, you start losing quick wickets, like 4 or 5 wickets in no time. So you got to tell your batsman those things happen, but you have to move on very fast. You have to move on very quickly. If you doesn't move on and you still live in the past, I think your progress will be very slow. So our duty is as a coaches to let them know not to go in a shell, not to lose their confidence, and keep giving that belief, come on guys, this next game, we can do the better.
But can you tell us what's happening with Tawheed Ridhoy? I mean, he scored 35 runs in 36 balls in the first game. But do you think that he has gone back into a shell for some reasons or the other? Probably lack of confidence because he's not been scoring runs for the last couple of days.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. It happens to any cricketers. But our duty is to remind him, last year he was the highest scorer. And he's like a match winner for Bangladesh. So those things happen. When you start not, expectation sometimes you create doubts in your mind. So this is our duty as a coaches to take that mindset back onto that zone where he used to be very freely and used to play like cricket, like enjoy cricket basically.
And when a bowler like Rishad doesn't bowl, you just mentioned that the first 3 balls he could not bowl in the area. What are the pep talks that you do especially with him? Because if he loses the grip in the first 3 balls, then he loses the grip for the next 24 deliveries.
No, I think it's not the case. I think you got to remember as a process. As a leg spinner, spin bowling coach, you got to tell your spinners, you got to remember your process. If you figure out your process and understand the condition and situation according to the batsman, and you just have to land in good areas. I always say that to him, to all the spinners. A good ball is a good ball for any batsman or any pitch. So you have to bowl a good overs, good balls. A good ball will give you confidence. So I think that's why the process is very important. And to understand his process, that's obviously he's young, he doesn't play lots of red ball cricket. So hopefully, you know, my duty is my time spending in with him in the nets, you know, to remind him, you know, remember your process before you looking for the outcome.
Coach, earlier you mentioned the Afghan spin attack will be very challenging. If you compare with your spin attack, where they stand, if you compare with Afghan spinner?
Afghanistan, they like Rashid and all those guys, they've been playing for last 20 years, you know, like in 15 years, something like that. So, you know, like experience-wise, they are up there. But it does not mean, you know, we believe on our spinners. And the last, if we see the stats, you know, we had the stats another day. Bangladesh spinners actually wins more games in middle overs, and they have got a very good economy, a world number 1 or number 2 economy in middle overs. So that is a great stats. So we have to remember our strength, and if we can remember our strength, hopefully, you know, like we can execute as a spin department very well, inshallah.
Okay, last 2 questions.
Mushtaq bhai, Afghanistan can do that. You see the performance in Afghanistan, but Bangladesh can't do that. If you compare the facilities, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, it's so far Bangladesh facilities is better. Why Afghanistan can randomly play well, but Bangladesh can't?
I think all the Afghanistan players, they've been playing lots of franchise cricket. Remember one thing, you can buy a bat, but you can't buy sleep. You can't buy experience. Experience comes with a lots of cricket matches, and they play lots of league matches, you know, like franchise cricket. I'm not saying that, you know, like obviously Bangladesh has been doing great, you know, like when we play home series and we went play country to country, we play good cricket. I think when we come to the ICC or ACC kind of tournaments where we have to improve our cricket there, I think those are the areas we focus. And trust me guys, we believe as a whole, the coaches, I think Bangladesh have that potential, you know, like they can challenge any team, bowling wise, batting wise, and they are getting fitter also. And they are in that process, which is they understand, you know, like how freely they can play cricket. If they can play freely, they have a potential to challenge any team. I believe that.
Last question.
You played a lot of cricket, international cricket, and also county cricket. You played under Imran Khan, the great Imran Khan. I want to know, you joined a lot of hurdle, but which hurdle, which captain's talk you remain now to deliver in the Bangladesh hurdle for tomorrow's match?
I think, as I said, you know, like you guys, maybe, you know, whenever I come to press conference, I use more the word called believe. So I played with Imran Khan, Javed Mirdad, Wasim Akram. Those guys are like legends of the game. The one thing I learned from them when I was start playing for Pakistan, my country, you know, they taught me one thing. If you don't believe, you belongs to international level. So you start respecting too much about the opposition and you forgot your strength. That actually you will never come out, because this is where you give them experience. You know, every time you get failed when you're playing aggressive cricket, actually is going to make you more strong player or strong team. So at the moment, I think guys are going to buy that. I think they're getting better. You see, they're fitter, they are trying to train hard, and also skill-wise, they're trying to improve as much as they can. So it's just a little shuttle of the mindset. You know, mindset has to be changed. I believe that, you know, like if international cricket is more easier than a first-class cricket sometime, it's just a temperament and belief you have to have. And if you can develop that as a coaches, as a management, you know, that belief you can challenge any team. And you got to, as I said, you got to believe that. And that's why I learned from Imran Khan and Wasim Akram and Mirdad, you know, like they believe, because you belongs to this international cricket. And if they can do that, trust me, you know, like you can see Litton, Rodai, and all those Tamim and Imon, Zakir Ali, and, you know, like Shamim. Like from there yesterday, remember, we were nowhere and we still get 140. Just remember the day, you know, they're going to get the momentum against good teams and they score 170, 180. Look at that bowling we have, like good fast bowler, good spinners. So, and if we can get stronger as a fit, as a team, we can challenge any team. We have the potential and we have the ability. Definitely we have that. Yeah, we have to believe.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.